By a vote of 37-14, the bill passes.
I honestly cried. I was so overwhelmed with joy.
Leanna Range Norwood shed tears of joy when she heard those words. It was the moment state lawmakers in Mississippi voted to take down a long-standing symbol of the Confederacy.
There's a groundswell of change and movement that makes me feel really proud to be a Mississippian, whereas before it was a little embarrassing. Not a little embarrassing, it was embarrassing. You tell someone you're from Mississippi and then you can just recite the jokes or the comments that will come.
For 125 years, the Mississippi flag, which included the Confederate Battle Emblem, flew over the Magnolia State. When lawmakers voted to take it down, Range Norwood says she thought about many things.
I thought about the fact that when I worked in D.C. on the Hill, that flag was sitting out in the hallway of the Russell Senate office building, and how embarrassing it was to go in there every day. I thought about Benny Thompson, our current congressman, the only Black representative we have in the state of Mississippi, and how he will now be able to put a flag outside of his office so that people will be able to identify him as a representative from the state of Mississippi.
Range Norwood comes from a civil rights family in Jackson. Her great-grandfather was the Reverend Robert L.T. Smith. Known as the minister of the Jackson Civil Rights Movement, Smith was the first Black to run for Congress from Mississippi since Reconstruction. He was also a frequent target of the Mississippi Sovereignty Commission, a state agency that spied on people connected to the civil rights movement. He was also questioned as a witness in connection with the 1963 death of Medgar Evers.
I think his reaction today would be well done. I think they did so much consistent work to move forward and power forward that would have been expected if they had had something like this come up during the time when he was actively involved. Another piece of symbolism that I'd like to bring up is his son, Robert L.T. Smith Jr. was buried on Thursday, and this vote took place on Saturday and Sunday. And I thought about him. I thought about what he would think. I thought about the fact that he and Medgar Evers were friends. Uncle Robert, as I fondly call him and refer to him, was the best man in Medgar and Myrlie Evers' wedding.
Voting yes or yay. Barnett, Blackman, Blackwell, Blunt, Boyd.
Lawmakers voted 91-23 in the House and 37-14 in the Senate, but not before an amendment was offered to place the issue before the voters, as was done in 2001, when 64% voted to keep the flag. Saturday's amendment was tabled, clearing the way for a vote. As for that amendment, was that an effort, do you think, to keep the flag flying?
Yes. Not only was it an effort, it was an effort to keep the flag flying in perpetuity. They were not trying to put it on this particular ballot. They were trying to put it on a ballot in 2021. So then again, it could possibly have failed by not being a part of a major election. It felt like a sneak attack.
Governor Tate Reeves signed the measure on Tuesday.
It is now law.
A 9-member commission will now create a new flag design, which will go before the voters for approval in November.
The flag wasn't representative of the entire state of Mississippi. Not at all.
Byron Scott, CTV News.